Hi, welcome to day 2 of Inktober Tangles 2024. Today's tangle is a tangle by Alina Light. You might know her, she has many beautiful tangles. And this particular one that we are going to use today, I'm drawing it for the first time. Bear with me as I tried to make it look nice. I will nest it here and see how it goes. Then I might add another one or two. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So it starts with this lazy S shape. It's actually a reverse S. So this is what we start with. Then we add an aura line. So this is the starting building block of it. And everything that we add now builds from it. So now we will basically add receding lines or receding aura lines that are growing smaller and smaller until finally there's no more room for them. And then we will add some more in this upper left part, but they will be turned another way. So this time I'm starting from the top of this and I'm adding a reverse, not a reverse S, but a lazy S. So it's actually an S shape and an aura again. And you can see it's an imperfect aura, and that's totally fine. And now you can add these receding shapes again, and they can go meet at the same point, or just go down like mine are. So there are no rules about how to do this. And now I have this empty space here, and I want to maybe add another mocha that grows from this ambler. So I told you I'm going to add some mucas, and I don't care that it's not a part. Maybe it is. I haven't even looked at the whole list of tangles for this Inktober. So I added another muca, and now I have this free space. And because this will be a big drawing with many tangles and it will be busy, I think it will benefit from some black spaces. So I will just, as I draw, keep inking in some of the spaces between the tangles. And again, this is just my suggestion. You might decide to, I don't know, maybe draw some orbs instead of doing it, or do something else. Now you can also decide what to do with these layers of Maryshel tangles. And I will add some orbs and start from the mid part. And then I will also add some orbs. I skipped one of these and I'm going down to the second one. And if you visit Alina's deconstruction, you will see a beautiful deconstruction with lines that I really like, and I might add another one with lines. And also, you know, try not to be judgmental about what your shapes look like, how different they are from the original deconstruction. But having said that, I will add that Alina has such a beautiful style and her lines always seem perfect. And I love the way that she draws this specific tangle. So this was one. And now I think I will continue these aura lines around the letters, just to kind of mark the space where I will add the drawings. And as I said, you might maybe decide not to use these oral lines, or maybe not to use the text at all. So whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, have fun. And maybe you will actually make no decisions. You will just add tangles and see where it takes you. And I'm kind of doing that, but not entirely. And I think I will add another one, just because one tangle is a lonely tangle, so I think it needs some company. And again, I'm starting with this lazy S, adding an oral line, and then draw these receding shapes that meet at the bottom, and I will extend this until it touches my ambler. So now I have this space here that I can ink in if I want to. I can also maybe extend this part of ambler, but I will see about that. I haven't made any decisions about this. And then I will extend this S shape lower than I did in my previous. And now I'll ink in this part. And for this, I think I will add those lines that look so beautiful when Alina did them. And I'm starting with the middle, just to kind of divide the space. But your lines don't have to reach all the way from the top to the bottom. It's just here for the texture, and remember that we will use maybe an 01 would be a better choice. And remember that we will also use shades. So these lines don't have to be perfect. They are just here for the texture. And I think that maybe I should have taken an 01, but it is what it is now. I will also add some lines here. I'll kind of make them parallel to each other, starting from either part of the tangle. And yeah, that's it. I drew 2 of them. I'm still considering adding a mocha, and I think I will. So I will extend this line and pretend that this mocha grows behind this and finishes right here. I'm so relaxed about drawing after all these years that I didn't really practice any of these tangles, and I didn't even look at the list of them. So I'm just, you know, taking it one tangle at a time and one stroke at a time for each of the tangles. If you feel more comfortable with drawing the tangles first, trying them out on a blank piece of paper, or maybe play in your sketchbook, just do that. It's just a question of personal preference and how comfortable you feel with either of those options. And I'm adding some shade to the central part. I think I will leave some of these, at least start with leaving those blank ones without any shade, and then I will later see, maybe I will add this kind of smiley shape that we add to enhance the plumpness, can you say plumpness of a tangle? I also want to shade these mucas that disappear behind the tangles. And I will do the same to this one. Adding shade to, because this is such a big canvas and I'm not really used to working on this format, because everything we do in Zentangle is very small. Our tiles, paper tiles, are really small. It's so difficult for me to think about the design in advance and plan anything, and I decided just not to plan anything. And it's also difficult to rotate this, much more difficult than it is adding those smiley shaped shades. So it's much more difficult to plan or to rotate or to do anything or to fill out the space when you work on such a big canvas. So you might also decide to work on a smaller one. And I will see as time progresses, and when I reach a half of the challenge or something, or maybe about a half of a challenge, where am I with the space and what to do. Maybe I will repeat some of the tangles from previous days. I think I will add a little bit of shade here. And I forgot about the aura. Oops, I'm sorry. I forgot about the aura. That's another thing. I have to think all the time about the fact that I'm making a video of this and try to keep whatever I'm working on at the center of the screen of my camera. So there's a lot to consider, and the fact that I'm working on this canvas is not helping, but it's not going to be perfect. You know, it's not about perfection, so bear with me, please, if you like the challenge. Okay, I think I'm done for day 2. Oh, maybe I'm not. I didn't really add any highlights. Let me do that before I end. So I'm adding the highlights to the upper part of these, let's say, ribbons of the tangle, or layers of the tangle. And I also want to add some to the top part of my mucas. And I will take the white jelly roll to add some more, at least to these biggest parts that are turned towards the upper part of the whole tile. And this is good. What's good about these opaque pens, I will add white over this yellow, and maybe I will need a couple of layers, because the yellow ink will actually come up from the surface and mix with this white ink that I'm applying. It's not so easy to get rid of this water-based color, whichever color you use, if you are using it, of course. And maybe I see that this line here is a little bit kind of skewed. So I'm doing this, retracing my aura, and then I will retrace the line and maybe add just a little bit of shade here below my letters. Below my letter. But as I progress with this piece, I might add some more shades in certain parts. So I will just see where it goes. I can also add some more shade in this bottom right part of Ambler, and adding more love and more details to the drawings as I draw and keep working on it is a big part of my Zentangle practice. So you might see these little touch-ups and changes that I add as we go. And also some highlight at the bottom. It's so-called reflected light, and you don't need to worry about it. But if you like the effect, it kind of helps the round objects look plumper, because the light that would come from the upper side would kind of reflect from the background and then shine on the bottom part. This is the technical thing about shading that I learned, but it's nothing to worry about really. So if you like it, you can try to use it. And I'm done for the day too. Thank you so much for drawing with me. Thank you again. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.